and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A winter storm warning remains in effect for parts of the region overnight as more snow falls and water freezes on roadways. Many school districts are extending Christmas break at least one more day. Meteorologist Eric Dean joins us now with the latest. Eric?
That's right, Steve. Parts of that winter storm warning that was in effect has been kind of wiped away. It is starting to expire early. Here's the latest advisory map from Rowan County to Elliott County, all the way down to Wayne County, Kentucky, Knox, Bell, and Lee County, as well as Campbell and Claiborne County. The winter storm warning that was in effect has since expired, but we still have it for Wayne County, West Virginia, all the way down to Harlan County, and then Wise County is still under that winter weather advisory in effect until tomorrow morning. Here's live pinpoint Doppler radar, and we're going to go ahead and pinpoint over towards portions of Perry County going into Letcher County. You can see over towards the Jenkins, Weeksbury, Lynch area seeing some snow at this hour. Now, we had our high in the early morning hours. We were above freezing till about the 12 o'clock time frame. We dropped down to 29. Now we're sitting around 26 degrees. That was at the last hour. We're at 25 right now, 23 in Pikeville, 26 over towards London. But I want to focus your attention on this number right here. This feels like temperature down to 18 in Hazard, 15 in Pikeville, down to 18 over towards London. That's because we're seeing that wind out of the west and west-northwest. So the forecast for tonight plays like this. We'll see temperatures in the mid-20s as we go into the 1 o'clock time frame. By 7 a.m., we'll see temperatures hovering right around 17 degrees. Now, we're not out of the woods in terms of snow yet because we're keeping an eye on another system. Details on the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. With power outages still being reported throughout the region as the weather continues causing concerns for those working to restore power, some electric companies are asking for patience and grace as their crews continue to hit the roads. WYMT's Buddy Forbes takes a look at some of those crews in action.
With more than 5,000 power outages reported by the Big Sandy Rural Electric Cooperative's members Monday morning,
we have a lot of manpower on the ground.
Work is underway to bring the power back to the people.
I know people get really frustrated when they don't have electricity, but we are doing everything possible to speed the restoration up as quickly as we can.
Crews have been hitting the roads and working to clear down trees from power lines around the clock. With the cooperative seeing a major hit to its system because of the ice and rain.
We have some major circuits that are out. We should be able to restore, but this will be a multi-day event to get everyone's power back on.
Cooperative President Jeff Prater says the line workers are pushing against the elements, with nearly 4,000 outages still reported throughout its service areas by Monday afternoon. But with more winter weather in the forecast, the time frame for complete restoration remains fluid.
They are well equipped for that, but it does slow the restoration down. It's just very difficult when it's extremely cold, snowing, wet, rainy. All these things hamper the restoration effort.
Prater says though he understands the frustrations that come with being disconnected, the crews are also part of the community. So many of their families are also in the dark.
We have linemen here who are working today and they don't have electricity in their homes. And, you know, people, I would ask that people be patient with us and especially be kind to our crews.
Asking for patience as they work to get the power flowing. In Johnson County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Prater says crews are working around the clock to get everyone reconnected, saying workers from out of state are also in the area to help the cooperative. Officials throughout the region continue to ask folks to stay home unless something is unavoidable due to road conditions, and they are expected to get worse tonight possibly as the snow melts. Drivers may think it's safe to drive, but the winter weather is not quite finished just yet. A little more snow and freezing temperatures on the horizon mean folks should still limit their travel. Kentucky State Police warns drivers the most important thing is their safety as a winter storm continues.
So we also encourage people to allow themselves enough time to get to their destination. We know that travel will be slowed, so allow yourself extra time. decrease your speeds and don't drive distracted. Put the phones down and please make sure they buckle up.
Gayhart reminds drivers if they begin to slide on roadways to steer into the skid to regain control of their vehicle. We have talked about being cautious on the roads. Now let's take a closer look at the roads themselves. Earlier today, WYMT's Amelia Lee rode along with police to see what they do to keep people safe.
Snow, rain, and ice. Kentuckians are dealing with Winter Storm Blair. Governor Andy Beshear urges you to use caution.
Remember, this is a significant snow and ice event, so the roadways are still dangerous. You might be able to see the pavement, but that doesn't mean that it's not slick.
Eastern Kentucky first responders work diligently, making sure they are ready before the storm hits.
We try to get our vehicles prepared, make sure they all have fuel in them, make sure everything's functioning as it should be, good tires.
The Hazard Police Department patrols in vehicles just like this one. They're looking for dangerous road conditions as well as stranded vehicles, making sure that everything is safe and clear.
Thanks, guys.
While working closely with firefighters and city maintenance.
So does a great job, you know, keeping these parking lots scraped and sidewalks shoveled off. They do a great job.
If your car does get stuck in the snow, or you cannot move it out of the way before the snowplows come.
What happens is obviously, you know, they can't go any farther, so then they leave their vehicle there, snowplows come through, and then it's usually a few days before everything melts so they can get their cars out.
The main goal on the patrols is keeping an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. What exactly would you be looking out for?
I'm looking for any trees that might be hanging over, you know, any railway obstructions.
When officers and community members saw this downed tree in the road, they made some calls, getting that tree cut down and out of the roadway so that you can get where you need to go. In Perry County, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
As of this morning, Governor Andy Beshear says Kentucky State Police dispatchers have reported more than 170 car crashes, 27 of them with injuries. He says officials helped more than 280 people who were stranded on the road. If you need to get out and end up stranded, state troopers have a few tips for you. Drivers should make sure your vehicle is equipped with an emergency kit because of possible long wait times. The kit should include everything from blankets to snacks. First responders may be dealing with a high frequency of emergency calls, and getting to a stranded vehicle could take some time.
If people are out on the roadway and become stranded, they may be there for a little bit. The safest place for them to remain is inside the vehicle. Make sure their vehicles are topped off with fuel. And also make sure if they do become stranded that their exhaust pipes are free of blockages and obstructions.
If drivers are in a non-emergency situation, they are encouraged to call the non-emergency State Police Post 13 line at 606-435-6069. Very soon, applications will open for LIHEAP's crisis program. The application window runs from tomorrow through March 15th for those on a first-come, first-served basis. The program helps people in eligible households facing a home heating emergency, such as imminent loss of heat. You'll need to have things like your current electric bill and proof of a Social Security number ready when you get ready to apply. We have much more about this at WYMT.com. And we want to remind you, you can always download the WYMT weather app to keep up with the latest conditions. Just scan the QR code on your screen with your phone's camera, and it will take you to where you can download the app. It is free for both Android and iPhone users. And while you're at it, you can also download the WYMT News app. You can find the latest winter storm coverage and closings and delays as they come in. You can also sign up there for breaking news alerts. We have new details about a crash in Wolfe County that killed 2 people, including a Letcher County man. That crash happened on Kentucky 15 on Friday. KSB says they received a call about the crash near Hunting Fork Road. Carl Osborne of Thornton was heading one direction on the roadway when his vehicle crossed into the path of David Lemus Castro of Lexington. Both men were pronounced dead at the scene. Another person was flown to UC Medical Center for chemical burns. In Laurel County, the Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting. The incident happened yesterday near Wren Road. Investigators say two men were arguing about property when James Smith reportedly fired a shotgun. Officials say pellets from the gun hit a man in his chest and face. Smith was charged with first-degree assault. A Wayne County, Kentucky man is facing charges after police say he threatened to kill someone and have a shootout with law enforcement. Police were dispatched to a home on Cedar Bluff Road yesterday due to a complaint about an intoxicated man with a gun. The man had reportedly fired the gun the night before from his front porch. Police arrested Jason Piercy. He was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. In Letcher County, police are asking for help finding a car in connection with a motorcycle that was stolen. Police say they are looking for this vehicle, which was reportedly involved in the theft. The motorcycle was reportedly stolen at approximately 4 a.m. on Friday near Spring Branch Drive in the Jeremiah community. And we do have a picture of the motorcycle. You can contact KSB Post 13 at 606-435-6069 if you have any information. Despite the winter storm, Kentucky lawmakers are still expected to return to Frankfort tomorrow morning for the start of this year's legislative session. This year it is a short 30-day session. Governor Beshear is encouraging everyone to wait until tomorrow morning to make the trip to Frankfort to give crews more time to treat the roads.
I've not heard of any changes to the legislative session. I know some advice was being given to travel up tomorrow morning instead of this afternoon. I would encourage that.
Lawmakers will meet this week, then take a break and reconvene in February.